What's up, y'all? It's the Georgia Patriot here again. Today I'm going to talk about uh, bug out bags, so to speak. I think this is what a lot of people have got as far as a bug out bag. I don't believe in all that, and I'll get into that later on when I bring my bag over here to my house from my bug out location, which is really not that. It's 5 miles up the road. It's just where I plan on going if everything goes to hell. Anyway, this is what I have in the back of my wife's truck. I picked this thing up actually at Goodwill. I went to Goodwill looking for a food dehydrator. This thing was in a nice cardboard box and everything. It was sitting there. It was like $12. So I picked it up to toss in the back of the wife's car, in the back of her truck, and keep in there in case she ever has any emergency, or we're out somewhere on the road and we have some emergency. This is supposed to be 72 hours. Sit on the bag or on the box. 72 hours. You can see it still has the tags on. I bought this thing like a year ago and it has literally just sat. Anyway, I wanted to go over what's in it, what's wrong with it. I've added a couple of things. More for my wife than if I was there with her. Anyway, we'll go through this front thing. Got a cheap ass $1 flashlight from Walmart. Some N95 masks. I think there's 2 of them in there. 3M N95 masks. Couple of space blankets. The batteries for the flashlight. Some Power Max heavy duties, which will probably last no time at all because they're cheap dollar store batteries. In my experience, if you buy the cheap ass batteries, you get what you pay for. Some antiseptic cleansing wipes. I actually threw those in there. There's some in the first aid kit that came with this. We'll get into that in a second. I just threw some extras in there to kind of clean your hands or whatever. If I cut myself having to work on her truck on the side of the road or something to kind of clean it out or whatever. Not that I'm huge on cleaning my hands, as you can see. I'm a mechanic. They're dirty as shit right now, and that's all from yesterday. My hands stay pretty much dirty. So that's the front pocket. Here's the first aid kit that came with it. Generic ass first aid kit. More of those cleansing wipes. Some tape, band-aids, some little scissors, a tongue depressor. What else is in there? I think there's some like aspirin in there, and some triple antibiotic ointment, whatever. Little BS first aid kit. I threw a couple of trash bags in there. Those can be used for ponchos, collecting things, whatever you can think of. Making a solar still to give you some fresh drinking water if you needed it. Just a lot of different uses. It's got 2 of these. I think they're 2.5 gallon, 2 gallon. Water carriers. I'm not seeing it on there how big they are, but they look fairly decent size. It's got 2 of those in there. 2 pairs of work gloves. I'm not sure. 2 light sticks. A lot of these bags of drinking water, as you can see. 3 light sticks. And some of these bullshit bars of emergency rations. I wouldn't want to have to eat that. Well, I guess I took the stuff out of there. I had about 100 feet of 550 cord in here. And I had an AK bayonet in there. Just because they're handy little knives, or not little knives, handy big knives. It's got the saw on the back of it, and I can't believe there wasn't a knife included in this in any way, or any kind of cordage. There's also 2 bullshit cheap ass ponchos. I took them out I was using them for something, and they never made their way back in. Big deal. Um, anyway, this is... I think a lot of people would pick this thing up. This one's from the Home Depot, American Red Cross, Ready Gear, whatever. A lot of people maybe pick these things up and think, oh yeah, I'm set. Do you want to have to eat a block of that? Do you call that dinner? Would that be dinner? That would be, if I have to eat it, okay. How about some meat? How about something worth a damn? Like I said, I keep this in my wife's car. She is a sweet, sweet girl. She thinks it's ridiculous that I make her keep this in her car. She doesn't think anything bad's ever going to happen, and if something bad does happen, she can call me and I'll be right out there. But anyway, that's besides the point. I think this is kind of representative of what maybe you've got at home, maybe a basic kit. The 550 cord I had in here, and the bayonet, you know, I kept that for her to have a knife if she ever needed it. I took it out for another video I had, and I need to put it back in. But, and she's got a couple of pocket knives that I keep in the glove box of her car in case she ever needs it. The 550 cord is whether you need to make a shelter or something along those lines, maybe use the trash bag to make a shelter with some of the space blankets and all that stuff. But if this is all you've got, this is your bug out bag, you're going to be screwed. They say this is 72 hours worth of stuff. Obviously there's more than one bar in there. But this is 200 calories per bar. Or, yeah, one bar. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12 bars per... So that's 2,400 calories per brick. Which I guess would do you. But I'm sure that doesn't taste worth a damn. Nothing that looks like that would taste worth a fuck, I don't think. Anyway, I just wanted to go over this. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll make it over and pick up my bag and show you what I've got in it. It's not really a bug out bag. It's more of a, I don't plan on bugging out. It's more of a patrol bag if I'm out for an extended period of time away from my community, my my safe area, so to speak, away from my other supplies. That's going to be what sustains me. I guess I'd call it a sustainment bag. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this, and if this is all you've got, I'm not going to say you're screwed, because then it comes into know-how and everything, but this is the bare minimum you should have. You know, get rid of the gloves, and do a little better packing in it. You can always add things to these things, but if you don't have them when you need them, you're SOL. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Rate, subscribe, etc., etc.